With the upcoming WWE brand split, the WWE has a lot of roster spots to fill. WWE has recently reached out to tons of former talent, legends, etc. to fill some of those roster spots. Think those spots to help put some people over. Now, I've seen a lot of negative comments on the internet about this. That, oh man, people get mad when new talents get buried, when a new talent doesn't win. But then when old talent's brought in to help put over those young talent, the future people have a problem with it. Well, he's only coming back to put somebody over. Y2J. Dudley Boys come back. They're helping put people over. Wow, the Dudley, it's a waste of a run. But is it? Are the Dudleys our future, or are Enzo and Big Cass? Do we want the Dudley Boys to make Enzo and Big Cass look great? Do we want to see Y2J make somebody like Dean Ambrose look even better? Even if it isn't a stupid concept of a match that felt horribly slow and just awkward. You look at where we're at right now within the WWE, and they're going to need to sign a lot of people. As of right now, the rumors are about 10 to 12 people from NXT that are possibly going to get called up. Now, if you look at the names that are possibly going to get called up, you have lists like Bayley, Sasha Banks, who is already up on the main roster. I think it would be great to see a Sasha Banks Bayley. Actually, I just want to see them compete more often, to be honest with you. You have other people down in NXT such as Asuka, Finn, Ty Dillinger. I think Ty Dillinger would be a good addition to SmackDown. You have so many talent that are out right now that are still coming back. Hideo Itami, people that haven't debuted yet in NXT. Yeah, guys like Austin Aries who are starting to make the rounds now. Have had a couple pay-per-view matches. No Way Jose. Whether or not they pull the trigger on some of these guys that are kind of up and coming, or whether they go for a more long-time guys that have been here a little bit longer. You kind of have to strike while the iron's hot. People get mad at Dave Meltzer for talking about Bayley, but here's the thing. Bayley's character is kind of a goldmine, and if it is such a big deal, they should have been on the main roster maximizing it. So I definitely think Bayley is one of the superstars that should be up on the main roster, at least to help the crowd, aspects of the crowd really get behind and have a huge women influence to look up to and cheer for. I think it would be great for WWE, and the longer they wait, the longer it hurts her brand, and how long you can kind of, keep that up. Looking at some of the other superstars that they could possibly bring back. Would you bring back guys that kind of shepherded away or hid in catering because they really didn't have anything for them? I mean, the company has kind of changed in years since they've worked here. Guys like JTG or Shad from Crime Time. Would WWE be more apt to go to guys, oh man, bring back Eugene? Do you want comedy guys? Do you want more legit legends? Do you want guys that may have went over to TNA? Possible talks of Kurt Angle finally saying, he's going to be coming back to WWE. That he had a good talk with Triple H, that maybe nothing has come right now, but he's very confident that he would see his way back to WWE. Possibly seeing Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. Two more call-ups that I think are definitely going to help change the tag team division and bring that excitement in there. I think Chad Gable and Jason Jordan are really going to help elevate the division even more than what it already has been elevated a little bit up to now. Looking at the NXT roster of other possible call-ups with Shinsuke Nakamura would be possibly one of my number one picks based on the strong style, the charisma, the talent. He definitely is high on my list. But if you rate the coffers of NXT, then who is supposed to be in NXT? NXT TakeOver the end, ... of the beginning was labeled as NXT is its own brand. It's no longer developmental. Well, if that's the case and you raid the coffers of all of your talent, do you have other talent to step up right now and to fill those spots? Do you have people ready to go to jump in? I mean, the women's division down in NXT kind of took a big hit with the big four horsewomen minus Bayley getting called up. You have other divas or women's wrestlers, and I said divas. That term diva is going to, it's going to be a little bit of Maggot Cole for a while until I get used to not saying it anymore. You have Carmella, Alexa Bliss, all trying to get something. You have Peyton Royce. You have Billie Kay. You have Aaliyah. You have a lot of options down in NXT, people that you do have to kind of pull the trigger with. Nia Jax, I think, worked one of the better matches psychology-wise against Asuka. And when you look at these rosters and you think who is possibly coming back, there's been talks about why not having Carlito come back. Throw him in with, what do you care about the Shining Stars if Carlito came back with them? I think I may care just a little bit more if Carlito is there. Because Primo and Epico just really aren't doing anything for me. Other than the one match they've had that's just been vignettes, it hasn't really gone anything. Bob Backlund and Darren Young, kind of been in a weird thing. Bring back guys. That's kind of the mantra. Bring back guys. You look at the possible people they could bring back. Would you bring back a guy you just released, Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow, this fast? Oh, Damian, listen, we really fucked up with you, but see, we have this brand split now. We could really make you into a big deal. Would WWE do that? Or would they be more apt to reach out to talent from past years that they've had, such as Johnny Mundo, Johnny Morrison? Would they be more apt to try to reform tag teams that they've had? Re-signing some guys? Or would they be more apt to bring back some big names, some World Heavyweight Champion-esque names? We know guys like Bobby Lashley are currently signed to TNA. They probably won't be going anywhere for a while. Matt and Jeff Hardy. I would hope that Matt and Jeff Hardy would end their career. Right now he's doing the Brother Nero thing over in TNA. Jeff and Matt Hardy are feuding against each other. And it has been a little bit weird, but to see them end their career in WWE, that would be huge. Is WWE going after legends like that? Or maybe not necessarily to some people legends. Are they going after former women's wrestlers? They're talking about the male aspect. Are they going to be going for former women's wrestlers? Trish Stratus. I mean, if you want to throw out some names there, what's Brock Lesnar, what's Sable up to? Where's Lita doing these days? I mean, obviously she's on programming occasionally. We've seen her take that moonsault. Is somebody else going to come out? Is the women's division going to get some of those legends to come back? Are they going to wrestle? We're going to see that Alundra Blaze-esque thing. It's an interesting time in WWE. You do need to help put over the young talent, and this is where I think people have kind of taken too much. They've gotten too used to this. A legend comes back, they just help put over talent. But the future are the younger talents. They're not the older people that WWE is bringing back. You're going to kind of need to fill those roster spots, but some of those people they bring back are going to need some legitimate victories. You can't just have them losing every single match and have them trying to get over. You definitely do need to bring back people or incorporate superstars that would be legit. Now, if you look at the former huge list of talent that they could pull into, if you look at guys right now that are on the indie scene, Matt Sydal, the Reborn. Matt Sydal has done some great things outside of the WWE. How crazy would it be to see him back in the company? He definitely has done a lot more that I think he could definitely get his name out there and could be a great addition to the show again. You have guys like Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin, the greatest tag team alive. What a big power trip it would be to have them come back. Now, Shelton Benjamin, where is he over? Is he in Noah right now? I'm not 100% sure where Shelton Benjamin is wrestling, but, there was rumors forever about him coming back last year or 2 years ago as a surprise entrant into the Royal Rumble. Half the time, I wonder if these names just kind of get thrown out there to see what the interest would be. Now, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin, I don't know how many people would remember them. MVP would possibly be an option. We've already kind of mentioned Crime Time. You could go some insane routes. You could bring back some of the characters under the mask. Maybe the Gobbledygooker. What a legend. Coming back to help put over the business. Whoever WWE signs, you do have to keep the emphasis on the younger talent. And if I'm looking at the huge pool of talent we have right now, utilizing them first is huge. But you can't keep having guys like Ty Dillinger be the ones to put over superstars. Well, meanwhile, you're not helping Ty Dillinger. You can help some of these guys or re-sign some of these guys that aren't the Dolph Zigglers of the WWE that would allow then Dolph Ziggler to be big in the WWE. Guys that help fill those job roles like Tyler Breeze. Guys like Ty Dillinger. We could find legends that could help fill that gap and fill those spots so that way we're not sacrificing some of our favorite talents to do it. Reintroduction to actual enhancement talent, actual jobbers, people that help put people over. NXT, the Authors of Pain, the jobbers they faced after their the beginning, that brutal squash match, stuff like that, to really help get over that local talent. Now, in certain cases, enhancement talent are great. In certain cases, they're not. Think Ryback. Constantly Ryback just beating up these jabronis. The crowd turned on him. The crowd was not a big fan of that. Something like the Authors of the Pain, you had the crowd kind of going nuts. So I don't know if there's a wrong answer or if there's a wrong answer about who the WWE should sign or who the WWE should bring back. You could have legends wrestle. I mean, hell, maybe never say never. Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Kevin Nash, Batista coming back. I mean, how big in names do we want to go? Stone Cold just had surgery, but do we want Stone Cold back for a match? Would WWE be trying to go get CM Punk after his first fight with Mickey Gall, which got announced at UFC 203 now? These are all questions you have to answer, and it'll all be determined very soon. But I want to know your guys' thoughts on this, man. If you're looking at who WWE could possibly bring back that may or may not be a legitimate threat still, who would that be? You're probably not going to remember who Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin is, but bringing back somebody like a Damian Sandow who was just recently released may pay dividends. The crowd may love it. Going back to some former big name guys like Kevin Nash or Batista, the crowd may also eat up. Going with some of the guys from the Cruiserweight Classic, signing some of those guys, putting them on TV as workers, may benefit the people, the smirk happy people that like SmackDown. So like I said, depending on who they sign, there's really no way you can go. You could bring back the old legends, the nostalgia era, or you could just sign younger talents. But all in all, you're going to need to fill out that roster. WWE has got a lot on their hands. There's a lot of people that they're going to have to fill both shows. Because right now, with the amount of talent they have, they're still trying to fill out both. And when that brand split finally happens, oh, glorious. It's going to be glorious, and hopefully it's run great. But that talent, there's going to have to be a lot of it. And I'd love to know your guys' opinions on who you think they should be. Well, Chris Jericho's been a little bit sloppier in the ring. This has been one of his best runs. Who else would you like to see make that final run? For me, Kurt Angle. You suck. I want him back. Sign him. #1 pick.